Hi, did you watch the 2026 Winter Olympics or hit the slopes yourself and notice the perfectly white ski runs surrounded by mountainsides that are completely brown? Well, so did I. My name is Laura Agnew, and I'm a principal consultant at Isle Utilities. I'm here to share what I've learned about the artificial snow much of the winter sports industry relies on and the water story behind it. Our winters are changing, temperatures are rising, and natural snowfall is becoming increasingly unreliable. Since the 1960s, the alpine snow season has shortened by nearly 40 days. To keep the mountains open and make the Winter Olympic Games possible, humans have had to step in where nature is pulling back, turning mountains into massive engineering projects. I saw this firsthand on a ski holiday in the Austrian Alps. Perfectly white ski trails on brown and bare mountainsides. Water reservoirs perched way up in the mountains, with distribution pipes feeding hundreds of snow cannons and snow lances. These are used to blast a mist of water and compressed air into the atmosphere to create artificial snow, particularly at lower elevation. But here's the part that really made me stop and think: the sheer volume of water being used. For the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing, the first games to rely almost entirely on artificial snow, reports estimate that they used approximately 1.4 million cubic meters of water. That's enough to fill 560 Olympic-sized swimming pools or satisfy the daily needs of a city of 3.6 million people for an entire day. So where does all that water come from? At the resort that I skied at recently in Austria, they used 13 different reservoirs holding over 1 million cubic meters of water. This is the new global blueprint. These reservoirs are used as water batteries to store snowmelt from spring and summer so it can be used in the winter without draining local waterways when they're at their lowest. But there's a catch. The energy intensity of pumping water to such high altitudes is staggering. Snowmaking in Austria alone uses about 281 gigawatt hours of power per year. That's enough to power thousands of homes. At Isle, we talk a lot about this water energy nexus. You can't fully understand a water problem without looking at the energy use associated with it. Now, you might think snow is snow, right? Wrong. Artificial snow is actually 4 times harder than natural snow, making for an icier, denser, faster surface. For Olympic athletes, this can help achieve record-breaking speeds. But it also makes crashes much more dangerous because the surface is so unforgiving. Plus, because the artificial snow is so dense, it acts like a thermal blanket that can suffocate soil and delay the regrowth of alpine flowers and grasses in the spring. We're even seeing a shift in the chemistry of the slopes. This year is the first Olympics to ban PFAS forever chemicals in ski wax because they've been shown to rub off into the snow and eventually into the mountain's water runoff. We are literally changing the chemistry of the mountain water. At Isle and on the Water Action Platform, we look at how water connects everything. When I look at a mountain now, I don't just see ski slopes. I see a complex, energy-intensive water management system that most of us just glide right over. Next time you're heading up a chairlift or watching the Olympics, keep an eye out for those snow cannons and reservoirs. Think about the journey that water took to get there and the effort it takes to keep our winters white in a changing climate.